Welcome everyone to the first video on our new FM channel. We do actually have another gaming channel on YouTube, but it doesn't really work with Football Manager. It's more like a generic gaming channel, and Football Manager just wouldn't work with it, really. So we're making a specific one for here to share our experience with you lovely people. Other like-minded people, other football managers who can appreciate the pain in which I'm probably going through. This channel is going to be specific to our Football Manager careers. Going to be on 24, probably 25, whenever they actually get around to releasing that, because it seems to keep getting delayed and delayed and delayed, but I'm sure eventually it'll happen. The first video on the channel in this series is essentially going to be the journey so far kind of experience. We do already have a Celtic playthrough on. It's in progress. That's what we've been playing, and then we decided, you know what? I want to share this with you lot. So we're making it now, but instead of starting again, we're just going to be picking up from where we basically last played. So we should fill you guys in on what's happened before then. Sound good? Let's go. As we said, we already have a save on the go, and basically what that save is, it's as simple as old firm in England. You know that discussion that people keep happening of, could the old firm cut it in England? I don't think they could, but that is a thing that is frequently discussed. Do they have infrastructure, the money, the fans? Could they compete in the Premier League? Top 6 is what people seem to think. They would definitely be top 6. So we threw both Celtic and Rangers, using the editor, down into League 2. We're not going to put them so far down that they're not professional anymore, but we will put them in the professional leagues. It took me several attempts because I'm not at all experienced with editor, but we got there eventually. Replaced them with a couple of random teams up in Scotland who, from what I noticed, didn't do well. There may have been a couple of amateur teams that I threw into the top division, but unimportant for our save. It was just kind of funny to watch happen. We have gotten through League 2, League 1, Championship. We just got promoted to the Premier League. We have had 3 back-to-back first place finishes. Easy promotion, not difficult. Rangers have had 3 back-to-back second place finishes just behind us on our tails the entire way. Neither of us have had any particular struggles with it. We've both managed to walk our way into the Premier League. And at the moment, at the time of recording this video, we sit 9th and Rangers sit 8th. So we're not walking this league at all. We've suffered some heavy defeats and we are being humbled quite badly. As we already said, this is a save which is basically the old firm down in England. And we've already got it on the go. As you can see in the top right there, we are in November 2026. So we're 3 years in rather than being right at the start. At the moment, as you can see, the way that our team is working out, let me come over here so I can gesture more, is we're currently running a 4-2-3-1. That is a very recent change. Because we lost so heavily to Man City, we lost heavily to Leicester, and we lost heavily to Aston Villa, we decided that we needed more defensive coverage. We needed a slightly different approach to playing. So we changed the formation. You can see on the right side here, you can see the players are just learning how to do it. It's very new to them. They're not 100% with it. But that's okay. In the lower divisions, we're running the classic 4-2-3-1, running midfield, rather than defensive midfielders. We were using a Matsala and we were using a box-to-box, which occasionally switched to Carrilero. That was kind of what we were doing. And yeah, no problem for us. We just walked our way through. That extra attacking midfielder allowed us to make use of probably one of the biggest steals that we've had up to this point, where we managed to get Arda Güler from Real Madrid on loan for our very first season. He was so much better than everyone else, but weirdly it was actually our other loan signing of Amad Diallo from Manchester United on the right wing who actually stole the show most of the time. Kid ripped it up, was fantastic. But this team right here that we're currently got, this formation, we're going to see how this works out. That's probably the exciting part for the rest of the series, the journey through, for which hopefully you all join us, is that Volante, that ball-winning midfielder. Can it work out? It got us a surprise win against Liverpool in the Cup, and then a draw against them in the league on the first attempts at using it. So I'm hopeful, though Liverpool are not the strongest side in the league right now. they are sitting actually, I think, 11th. So realistically, we did exactly what we were supposed to do against them. Now, the team has actually changed a great deal, obviously from the team that got transferred down south, with only 2 members of the original team still surviving, neither of which you will see here are actually in the starting lineup. That is Liam Scales, who currently sits in our substitution bench. His versatility as both a centre-back and a left-back allows us to basically switch him out as need be during a game. He is exceptional for that for us. Up to the Premier League, however, actually arguably maybe last season, he was our starting centre-back as a ball-playing defender on that left side until we got Harvard Bellis and Chadi Riyad, both of which are better than him. So he gets relegated to the bench. On top of that, Rio Hatate is the other survivor of the original squad, who has been incredibly important to us throughout our run, basically as a box-to-box midfielder, chipping in with a lot of goals, controlling the midfield. Again, you can see that he is actually not in the starting lineup. He is currently in reserves, training to take over as that volante position, because given his stats, you get the impression that he'll probably be able to pull it off pretty well. But he's only just started training because we've only just changed to this formation. Therefore, we're not really sure how it could end up going. We have spent 408 million across our entire run, but we sold for 438 million. So we're breaking even, we're adding a little bit of money. Some players are better than others, some kind of sucked. I will be honest, we flopped a little bit. One of our major ones, which I ask you, the experienced members of Football Manager, to assist me with, is leave in the comments any help you can at all to suggest how to get the best out of Simon Adingra here. He is fast, he is technical, he's got good finishing, he's got good composure. The man should be scoring a decent amount of goals for us from that left inside forward attacking position. But my man has managed to contribute 2 goals in 33 games. He is incredibly poor and has just generally been lacking. So any suggestions on how to make him improve would be very much appreciated. You know what, while you're at it, throw a nice suggestions for Krupe here as well. He's a new signing this season, attacking midfield, advanced playmaker. He has also not managed to do anything so far, and I can't get the best out of him. But that could just be a gelling issue. Major deals within our rise up the divisions. Probably one of the biggest ones for us was Sergei Pinyaev from Lokomotiv Moscow. We signed him for 9 million, and then 2 seasons later, after a couple ripper seasons, Eindhoven signed him for 40 million, where he has done nothing. I consider myself quite lucky that we managed to get 40 million out of him. We managed to, kind of accidentally, we sold both Matt O'Reilly and Greg Taylor for combined value of about 80 million between the two of them to Salzburg and Al Hilal, respectively. They came in with offers. They were low offers. I picked a ridiculous number, thinking it was a ridiculous number, and both teams went, yeah, right. So I lost 2 of my best players for a crap ton of money, so it wasn't so bad, but I wasn't really ready for it, I'll be honest. But I suppose the most important signings that we had was in the very, very first season. We signed, on top of Pinyaev for 9 million, we got ourselves Owusu Oduro. He cost us about 9 million. And we got ourselves Jake Garrett, who cost us 7 million. Both of whom are still with us through that entire journey and are starters. Garrett is a solid overall player at only 23. He might improve a little bit more. He probably won't, but he might improve a little bit. He is probably close to getting replaced, unfortunately. But he has been very good overall, and he's versatile across both the defensive centre midfields. And of course, Owusu Oduro, who has been tremendous in his aerial and command of the area. Those are his biggest assets, and he's been so good for it. Such a strong defensive goalkeeper for us. But as we've moved up, we have had to sign new players. We have had to sign improvements here and there. But those 2 have been consistent from pretty much the get-go. But as I said, the result in moving around, people like Maeda, Furuhashi, McGregor went in our very first season because Leicester came in with an offer of 27.5 million. We couldn't really say no. But holy crap, did the team not like me selling a captain and club icon? That went badly. No one was happy. Everyone was at me. I told them it'd be fine. They kind of disagreed, but we all moved past it, and I got 27.5 million, which we used to sign some new players. Basically, actually paid for Owusu Odoro, Garrett, and Pinev. His one sale paid for all those players, and we went on to do incredibly well in that season. Now getting to the juicy part, the fun part of Football Manager, which is always trying to find those prospects, those kids that are going to become the next big thing. Our youth setup is actually pretty solid, so we're looking to hopefully get a few of them. But realistically, at this moment, we don't have any. We're only like 3 seasons in, and the starting group for Celtic are not good. So far, I would say the only one that's actually still worthwhile is probably Rocco Vatla. He has possibility of becoming maybe decent. I mean, you tell me. Like, he might be alright. He might not. But he's at least worth a few mil, so we can move him on if need to. He's probably the best one from the starting batch of youth teams within Celtic. But at 21, he can still improve. Since the 23-24 season, we've managed to grab a few of the new gens. And as you'll notice, we also have attached some of the face packs. If any of you are new to Football Manager and are looking to do that kind of thing, go find someone smarter than me. I had to watch their videos. The skin that I'm using on this, and the person I also watched to learn how to do this, is Work This Space. Go do that. It was very clever, and there was another guy who I will link underneath if you want these face packs, because it's actually weirdly complicated and kind of annoying. So go find someone smarter than me to run that. But the new gens that we have recruited, getting back on track. We got Jackson here. Looks like he could be an exciting attacking midfielder. Potential Premier Division standard, valued 44 to 53 million. Signed him for 850k. Whether or not he turns out anything close to that, we will see. But he does look promising. Agostini, as well as Ford, both our own prospects. We have gotten them through our own youth recruitment, and they look like they could be solid wingers. They have the possibility of becoming much better. But at the moment, they're very specialised in being wingers. Run down those wings, pop in those crosses, hope for the best. Not sure if that's going to work in our system, but at the moment, they do seem to be doing well on their loans. Another one of our own youth products is Jose, who looks like he is a typical Spanish player of having tremendous passing ability, but not producing too much more. But he is very much able to spray a pass around, which means there's a good possibility we could actually keep him around if he improves. 19 years old, on loan, we'll see how he holds up. And speaking of players who are actually very good at doing one thing, but are kind of lacking in other areas, but that is Dane Finlay here. 15 finishing, 15 composure, 14 decisions, 14 off the ball. In terms of a striker, very good. The man is going to finish, he's going to cause problems for defenders. If he was faster, or if he was stronger, or if he was more technical, or if he was better in the air. If you get the ball to him in the box, he's actually going to do something with it. But he lacks the technical ability to be an advanced forward, he lacks the strength to be a deep lying forward, and he lacks the aerial presence to be a poacher, as well as the acceleration. I'm not really sure how to best utilise this guy, so any tips in the comments would be appreciated. On how you think I should maybe use him, keep him, sell him, you let me know. But we have arguably 3 new gens who have our attention. We're very much keeping a close eye on them. We're hoping that they're going to do quite well. The first one of those is Jordan Wales. He's currently on loan to Motherwell. 18 years old. We signed him from Woking. He spent half the season on loan after we signed him, and now he's doing his first full season in Motherwell. Decent athleticism, he's got decent mental, and he's got decent technical ability for what is probably going to be a centre-back. He does look promising, but at 5'7", I'm not sure he's going to be good enough to be a direct centre-back. So we may end up reselling him. No, retraining him, sorry. as a holding midfielder. Looks like he could possibly be a decent one of those, but again, you'll let me know in the comments. The other two prospects we have are actually playing in our first team. So one of them is our hospital kid, our wee little crackhead, that is Jorge Lugo. We signed him out of Banfield for about 6 million, as he had a release clause to foreign clubs. Man thinks that he is important enough to be an important player. He thinks he should be starting most games for Celtic. I'm unsure at this point in time, but he has played a couple for us. In fact, he has played 2 games in the league and gotten 2 yellow cards, so he may or may not have a problem with discipline. But reasonable crossing, reasonable dribbling, pace is there. He's kind of a low-end type thing, but he's only 18 and I think could improve. With a positive mentality as well as consistent performance, I think he could actually do a very, very decent amount of developing. The jury's still out, we will see. But our main one, who is a starter for us, is Hiroki Makura. He is, in fact, our best prospect, our walking red card. He is inevitably going to get sent off. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when, ladies and gentlemen. This is a ball-winning midfielder with 16 aggression, 19 work rate, 15 stamina. He is a volatile temperament as well as having a competitive streak. This man is going to break someone. And I'm all for it because he adds that edge in midfield that I feel like we're lacking. That physical presence. His 18 balance, his natural fitness, his stamina, his work rate, his teamwork of 19 is fantastic. Eventually he's probably going to become our captain if he can stay on the field. Bravery, aggression, good tackling, good marking, concentration, anticipation, positioning. Defensively, this man is solid. If he can stay on the pitch, we have got something special on our hand, I think. But like I said, it's a question of when he gets sent off rather than if. Volatile temperament and a competitive streak. My man is going to lose his shit and bite someone. He's going to go full Suarez, I'm telling you. The current position for the club is as it stands. Like I said earlier, Rangers are sitting 8th, we are sitting 9th. So the old firm down in England does seem to be competing kind of well. But as you can see, the Manchester clubs are 1st and 3rd. They are strong. Liverpool and Newcastle are having off seasons, despite the fact I believe Newcastle actually still has Alexander Isak as well as Victor Gyökeres. Is that how you pronounce his name? So they've got him, who's obviously banging in the goals for fun just now at Lisbon. They've got Isak. They've managed to sign themselves players like Glauc, who we tried to get, didn't work. They've still got Tonali, Guimaraes, Pope. Just for some reason, they're not having a great season. They're sitting 11th. So some of those big boys are dropping down. We're getting slightly above them, but we are only 10 games into the season. And after a 4-0 loss to Manchester City, a 4-2 loss to Aston Villa, and a 3-0 loss to Leicester, we had to change up our style. We had to change up our formation. Hope that we can kind of contribute. And we're still a little bit behind. I don't expect us to get Europe. It would be a nice bonus, but I don't see us happening. They've just got this stuff we don't have. Man City, I think within the first couple of seasons, bought Vinicius Jr. off of Real Madrid. So they've got Erling Haaland, they've got Foden, they've got Jr. They are just terrorising those defences up front. Man U have still got Sancho, which, you know, in real life was problems. In this, he's an absolute monster. They don't have Anthony. I have him, the man, the myth, the meme. He cost me 5 million. I'm hoping he's going to be a really good right wing for us because, again, the game is different from real life, hopefully. So I don't see us getting Europe. If we were to get Europa, that might be a really good thing. But all the board wants is a top half finish. And at the moment, we are sitting there. So I do hope you like the video. I hope that it sounds intriguing enough that you want to come back. Check out the videos as we progress through the seasons, throughout the journey with the old firm down in England. If you could, like, subscribe to the video. As I said, feel free to drop comments on how best to utilise some of these players that I've got, how you think those new gens will fare, and if you've got any questions for me regarding some of the other details that I've maybe not mentioned, feel free to let me know, and I will do my best to reply to them. This is not my first YouTube video. We do have other stuff on another channel, like I said, so I'm not brand new at this, but I'm also not exactly rich, famous, wealthy, and, you know, a pro at all this. So I'm not going to ignore your comments because I'm too busy for such things. I enjoy conversation. I really like football. I enjoy sports. So if you want to have a discussion about things on the channel, feel free, and we'll get to you as quickly as we can. Until then, you have a good one. Thank you very much for joining us. Do feel free to subscribe to the channel so that we don't miss you for the next ones, and we will see you then.
Midnight free, chains broken.